What's up everybody, it's Ego. Today I'm starting a new series on this channel called Retrocast, where I'm going to be discussing and reviewing retro games. Today's game recently got a remake for the Nintendo Switch, and that's Advance Wars. Advance Wars is a very simple turn-based tactics game that was one of my favorite games for the Game Boy Advance. This is also one of the first games that's been ported over to the Switch that's from the Game Boy. So I'm really hopeful that we'll see other Game Boy Advance games also come over to the Nintendo Switch as time goes on. So, a little bit about Advance Wars. Advance Wars is a turn-based tactics video game developed for the Game Boy Advance by Intelligent Systems and published by Nintendo. It was released in North America on September 10th, 2001. The game was not originally intended for release outside of Japan due to Nintendo feeling that Western consumers would not be interested in turn-based games because of their complex mechanics. In order to alleviate this, the developers made the mechanics of Advance Wars easy to understand, adding an in-depth tutorial that didn't require players to read a big long manual. Designer Kentaro Nishimura commented that Advance Wars' success shifted Nintendo's attitude over Western taste. This game really made turn-based tactics games skyrocket in the early 2000s within America, such as Fire Emblem, Advance Wars, Final Fantasy Tactics, so many other games that were just really good. And so this game, this little tiny cartridge, started an entire generation of obsessive gamers. And so it's really unique what a tiny little cartridge can do. The Game Boy Advance was an extremely successful portable console, and Advance Wars became one of its staple games, selling almost 1 million copies. Advance Wars is very simple gameplay-wise, but is also a lot of fun and can be quite challenging depending on what situation you're put into. As all of the games, when you start off the battles, your troops are all preset for you along with the enemy's troops, and so depending on what setups the game gives you, you have to think with your noggin how you're going to get out of those sticky situations and win the battles. Now, the gameplay is about as bare bones as it gets for a turn-based tactics game. You can move troops, attack, resupply, repair damaged units, overtake enemy bases, and exchange turns. And when attacking, the game has a little animation screen showing the battle taking place, which is charming and pretty typical for these kinds of games, although you can turn this off if you want, as it just speeds up the game a little bit. Now, the story of this game is just about as bare bones as it gets. You are going to be using one of the commanding officers of the Orange Star Army, which each have their own special abilities. Like Andy, for example, has Hyper Repair, which repairs all of the units on the field, and you're going to be fighting against the Blue Moon Army and continuing that war effort throughout the entire game. Something that's really exciting about Game Boy games getting ported over to the Switch is Game Boys right now are super expensive. For example, a Game Boy Advance SP on eBay runs anywhere from $100 to $150. And then when you include this game running roughly about 40 to 50 bucks on eBay, you're looking at almost $200 just to play this game. And I suggest people play this game all the time, but $200 to get into a game is kind of expensive. And so seeing this Switch remake come over for the game is just really exciting, as it's going to make it available to more audiences and people who want to get into retro games without having to, you know, spend an arm and a leg trying to play them. So super exciting. Just a little thing I have about retro games right now is they're just too expensive. Alright, all in all, Advance Wars is a super fun game. It's very simple. You can get through the whole game in maybe like 5-6 hours. It's pretty simple. If I had to give it a review out of 10, I'd give it a solid 8. It's a super strong Game Boy Advance game. It's super simple, and I'd highly suggest picking it up for the Switch if you don't have a Game Boy. And if you do have a Game Boy, you can pick it up for the Switch, or you can buy the original. They're pretty easy to find on eBay, and have fun with it. It's a great game. If you enjoy this series and you want to see more games, let me know in the comments section down below what games you'd like to see in this series next. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'll catch you in the next video.
Beam me up, Morgan. Beam me up.
Got you, dog. Wait.
No.
Wait. Wait. Wait, hold on.